Captain B-Nard versus me, JustWeavile. Who will win? Leave your bets in the comments down below. You should definitely go and check out Captain B-Nard's channel as well. He uploads Wi-Fi battle content like this and is definitely worth subscribing to. So with all that being said, let's get started. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Captain B-Nard. So they're going to lead off with Spider-Woman, Araquanid as I expected, so I led off with my Toucannon. Araquanid does really well against my team, other than the yellow motor, so I figured they might lead with it, but I'm not usually right when I'm predicting these leads. So anyway, this thing's probably going to go for a sticky web. I'm just going to go for a hurricane straight up, because they're not going to expect special Toucannon, I don't think, and as long as we can hit the hurricane, we'll be alright. So they withdraw straight up. They don't want to get hit by a Brave Bird or something like that. They're going to go into Grave Digger, which is going to be the Excadrill, no doubt. Yeah, the Excadrill comes in. Breaks the mold, which is fine. We go for a Hurricane. We do hit the Hurricane, which is nice. It's going to be boosted by Sheer Force and Life Orb, and it does nearly half. That's a resisted hit right there. That's pretty damn good damage. So I'm pretty confident we can take a Rock Slide. So I'm going to go for a Heat Wave here, just to get some damage off. They might think we're Specs by that damage. So they go for a Rapid Spin to boost their speed. However, I think they did think that we were specced by that damage, but no, we are a Sheer Force, Life Orb, Toucannon, and that Heat Wave just cleanly takes out that Excadrill, which is awesome. So with Excadrill out of the way, Toucannon showing how powerful it can be, even with a meager base, what is it, 80 or 70 special attack? It's not that good, but it still hits pretty hard with Life Orb, Sheer Force. Aloha comes in, that's going to be the Comfey, right? Yeah, Comfey comes in, fitting nickname. So we're going to have to withdraw because this thing can easily take care of us. I think it gets Strength Sap. I'm not sure 100%. My best thing to take this thing on is probably going to be Arcanine because it is resistant to that Fairy type Draining Kiss. So if they are a Calm Mindset, we can definitely get around that by going for a Raging Fury to do some damage to the team. So Arcanine comes in, we get the Intimidate off, which doesn't really matter. And they do go for a Calm Mind, which is awesome for them. Now, they would have outsped the Toucannon because Toucannon's pretty slow. But as long as we go into a physical attacker in Arcanine, we should be alright. Now, these things are normally Terra Steel, but it could be Terra Water. I'm just going to go for a Raging Fury just to attack this Comfey outright, just get some serious damage off straight away. It's basically a Fire-type Outrage, so it's really cool to use. They are going to Terrastallize. What type are they going to Terra into, though? That's the real question. They might make a mistake if they Terra Steel here. Ground. Okay, so Terra Ground's not too bad. At least we're still hitting it for neutral damage. And we should outspeed the Comfey as well, which would be nice. We do go for the Raging Fury, we outspeed. And this is what Arcanine's here for. It's just to break through the things that my other team members can't. And that was some serious damage right there. We're only heavy duty boots as well, which is awesome. So Terra Blast comes through at +1. Should do a lot of damage. Does KO us. Thanks. Oh, it was a critical hit. I'm not sure if the crit mattered. If it did, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're still sitting pretty alright. So now, we know this thing's got priority Draining Kiss, so we can't go into something weak to Fairy. Which means our only real option right now is going to be, I'd say, Iron Treads. Iron Treads is definitely our best option here. So we'll go into Iron Treads. Like so. There we go. We float in the air with our air balloon and all that stuff. That's awesome. Let's just go for an Ice Spinner because that should do the job. They do withdraw the Comfey. They don't want to get hit by an Ice Spinner. They know we outspeed them and the Draining Kiss won't do much damage. They're going to go into Spider-Woman, which was the Araquanid, if I remember rightly. It is the Araquanid. We go for an Ice Spinner. It's going to break a Sash, which is nice. Very nice, very nice, very good, very nice. Right, so what's our best play? I'd say our best play is to go for... I would say go for a Stealth Rock, but we do need this thing for the Comfey. So I'm going to go straight into my Aloma Mola, which can definitely take a hit or two from this thing, and then we can just go for a Flip Turn or something. All right, there we go. We're going to withdraw our Iron Treads. Going into the Aloma Mola. Aloma Mola. Palindrome over here. And they do go for a Liquidation straight up, which is going to do no damage to us, luckily. It doesn't... Does it? No, it doesn't drop our defense, which is great. They're immune to burn, so there's no point scalding. We may as well go for a Flip Turn here, because they're more than likely... They're either going to go for a Sticky Webs, because we can't really touch them, and they know this. And they're either going to go for a Sticky Webs or a Leech Life. I would say Sticky Webs is more likely. So I'm going to go for a Flip Turn now. Do a little bit more chip damage, nothing too drastic. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hard switch. I'm going to go into Toucannon. I don't think they'll Liquidation again. That seems a bit pointless. And I don't think they'll expect... I think if anything, they just expect us to play rough there, because we could have outwon them there, I think. But let's go to Toucannon real quick. So Through Loops comes in. Like so. They go for the Sticky Webs as expected, which is fine. Now, we should outspeed the Araquanid. So I think a Hurricane is coming to my opponent's way. I think that is the way we're going to go about this. So we'll go for a Hurricane real quick. And as long as we don't miss, we should be all right. All right, they withdraw. So they don't want to get hit by a Hurricane, which is fair enough. And they're going to go into the Voice, which is going to be what? Skeledirge. Skeledirge comes in. Do we hit the Hurricane? We do not hit the Hurricane, which is unfortunate. I'm not confident Hurricane will two-shot this thing. I'm really not. They could sub Torch Song here if they want to. All sorts of things they could do, really. They've Terror Grounded already on the Comfey, so we don't have to worry about that. I think our best bet is going into a Alomomola here, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's a shame because the Hurricane damage on the Skeledirge would have been real nice. But you know what? Misses happen, especially when you use low accuracy moves like Hurricane, so it is what it is. Let's go into a Alomomola. We do get caught in the sticky webs, of course, but it's not the end of the world because we want to be slow with a Alomomola so we can get a flip turn off. But they go for a Torch Song, and it's going to do diddly squat. Even with the special attack boost that they get, it's still not doing anything. So that is great for us. So what we can do here is, because they are Throat Spray apparently, if we assume they're going to burn us first, we should go for a Scald just to get a bit of damage off. They actually go for a Shadow Ball straight up, which is fine. And that does nearly half of our remaining HP. We go for a Scald, that does no damage. Now, I'm going to go for a Mirror Coat because I'm hoping they go for another Shadow Ball here. So they go for another Shadow Ball. We should live this based on the amount of damage we did from the first one. But yes, we do on 6 HP. We go for a Mirror Coat. And that takes out the Skeledirge, which is fantastic. So Skeledirge going down there is amazing. Alomomola handled that like an absolute champ. And it can still be useful for the Araquanid. So we're going to definitely switch it out if we can do. Okay, Segment Steve comes in. Who's Segment Steve? That's the... of course, it's the Dunsparce. Why wouldn't it be? Do I want to stay in here? Because this thing might want to go for a Coil. It might go for a Boom Burst. It might be good to just let Alomomola down. I'm going to go for a Flip Turn just in case it sets up. They go for an EQ. So they are a physical Dunsparce, and I'm just going to let my Alomomola go down. That's fine by me. Palindrome goes down. But you know what? We know it's physical. We know it's probably got Hyper Drill for a start. This might be a good time, now that the Ghost type's gone, this might be a good time for Hisui and Avalugg to come in and do its thing. So we're going to Mr. Plow, the Avalugg Hisui, who's tiny, by the way. Very small. Which is really weird because if you load up in Blender, it's massive. So let's go for the Terra Water Curse real quick because I think Terra Water is our best option against their team. So we'll go for a Terra Water Curse real quick and we should be able to wall this thing to no ends back. So there we go, going to Terrasilize into a Water type. They might stay in and go for an Earthquake. They could also have a coverage move that would hit my Terra Water, maybe. But I don't think the Dunsparce does get much to hit Terra Water Avalugg Hisui, especially when it's physical. Unless they're mixed, of course, that's not always an option. They go for a Rock Slide, which is going to do no damage, as you can see. We go for a Curse, there we go. And I'm guessing the Serene Grace, which is why they have Rock Slide on there, which makes a lot of sense. But we're going to get our boost now. And now that we've got our boosts, we're pretty cool. So I don't need any more boosts than this. I'm just going to go for a Body Press here, and it should do a lot of damage. They go for a Body Slam, which is going to do a bit more damage than Rock Slide did. Might paralyze us. It does paralyze us. This could be a game changer. This could be a game changer. We go for a Body Press, though. We break through, and that nearly KOs the Dunsparce, which is fantastic. So we've done Dunsparce on its last legs. We can KO everything on the team pretty much. Hydreigon goes down to a Mountain Gale, provided, you know, we can get it off. Let's go for another Body Press. They go for a Stealth Rock, which is going to be really useful for them, especially with Toucannon being in the back. But we have got the Iron Treads to get rid of those Stealth Rocks if we need to. So we couldn't move because we were fully paralyzed, which is BS. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It is the game we play. It is the game we play. So we're just going to go for another Body Press here because it will hurt everything on the team except from the Araquanid, really. So let's go for a Body Press. They go for a Rock Slide. They're trying to get that flinch, which they might do. If it's Serene Grace. Yeah, but flinched and couldn't move. Okay, this is becoming a bit BS now. So I now have a couple of options. We need to be a bit healthier if we want to take on the Hydreigon. So I'm going to go for a Recover here and try and get the Recover off, provided they don't flinch me to death with the Rock Slides. So let's see if this happens or not. We use Recover. There we go. Recover comes back through and we get our health back, which is awesome. They know we have Curse, Recover, and Body Press. They're probably expecting the Mountain Gale. They must know by now that they can wall the ever-loving crap out of me with the Araquanid, but the Araquanid's kind of one of them cases where I don't really mind. So I'm going to go for another Body Press here. They go for a Body Slam once again just to get more damage off. And we go for a Body Press that takes out the Dunsparce. So Avalugg being really tiny is throwing me off big time. I've got to be honest with you. So Avalugg came through for us there, which is awesome. We just got a Raquinid, Comfey, and Hydreigon to try and take down. Now, the Aloha comes in, which is going to be the Comfey, which is fine. And they more than likely go for a Draining Kiss here or something along those lines. So I'm going to go for a Mountain Gale at +1. And it's a ground type. That should definitely KO even if they get some health back. They go for a Giga Drain, and it cleanly KOs us with a critical hit. I don't think the crit mattered because Avalugg's special defense is absolute trash. I completely forgot Comfey gets Giga Drain, to be honest with you. With them having Terra Blast, I figured it'd be Terra Blast, Draining Kiss, Calm Mind, and then another move like Synthesis of him, but I wasn't expecting Giga Drain. That makes sense to have Giga Drain on there. And it definitely worked out in their favor in this particular instance. So that is fine by me. We did give them a bunch of health back, which is unfortunate. But you know what? I'm going to go into Iron Treads now. And I'm going to Rapid Spin away those hazards. Because the Stealth Rocks will hurt Toucannon, and we don't want that. We don't want that. So let's see what happens in this particular instance. So we float in there out of the air balloon. Absolutely fine. Let's go for a Rapid Spin. Get rid of those hazards. And then we'll go for an Ice Spinner to finish off. Well, not finish off, but do some damage to the Comfey. They withdraw Aloha, which is fine. So if they bring the Hydreigon in here, which they probably won't. Yeah, Spider Woman comes in. Then we're going to be all right. So what we can do here is we go for a Rapid Spin. And it's going to do a decent chunk of damage with a critical hit. There's a lot of crits this game, which is always fun. We get rid of the hazards and the sticky webs. They're not going to go for another sticky webs here. They're going to try and take us out straight up with a liquidation, which is fine. That works for me. I do kind of want to go into Deoxys. I feel like Iron Treads is still going to be really useful based on the team. So I'm going to go into Deoxys. We obviously have the Focus Sash, so we can just definitely live a hit from this thing if they decide to go for a Leech Life here, and then it's going to take us down to our Sash. So we'll bring in the Flash, Deoxys Speed, exert some pressure, of course. They go for a Liquidation as I expected, and that's going to take us down to our Sash, no doubt. Yeah, there we go. So that's fine. Next turn, what we'll do is we'll go for a Knockoff, pretty much. So that's what I'm going to do, go for a Knockoff. Knockoff comes through. Does a nice little bit of chunk of damage. They get rid of the Custard Berry, so that's an interesting set. So they go for a Leech Life. That's going to take us out. So, right. So, we're looking all right. There's still a chance we win this. But Flash goes down. But it's fine. So, Raquinid is kind of a threat right now. I'm pretty confident Earthquake will take it out. But I don't want to risk it. So, I'm going to go into Toucannon, which should outspeed here. They've lost their Custard Berry, so there's no Custard Berry surprise for us. And what we'll do is, because we don't want to miss the Hurricane, we'll go for a Boom Burst, because it's going to do a lot more damage anyway. Well, it'll do enough damage to KO, no doubt. They withdraw. So they're withdrawing to take the Hurricane with something else. And they're going to go into Aloha. And Aloha probably can take a Hurricane. A Boom Burst, sorry. But I didn't want to risk missing, so Boom Burst comes through. That does a lot of damage. That does a heck ton of damage. An absolute buttload of damage. Which is awesome. Absolutely brilliant. So that thing going down right now, if it goes down, they might get enough health back with a Draining Kiss. I don't know. I don't think they will. They go for the Draining Kiss, though. That's going to do a little bit of damage. Nothing too drastic. Get some health back, which is awesome for them. But I'm pretty sure Boom Burst does KO here as we go for it. And down goes Aloha. So that is great with the Comfey out of the way and the Raquinid weakened. And then the Hydreigon in the back. We can still pull this back. It's just going to be a bit difficult. It's going to rely on Iron Treads a little bit here. All right, Hail Hydra comes in, which is going to be the Hydreigon, no doubt. Yes, it is. We want to go for a... I mean, I don't want to miss risking the Hurricane. We're going to lose... If they go for a Draco, which they won't, they go for a Dark Pulse here or a Flamethrower. So we go for a Boom Burst. They go for a Dark Pulse. Obviously, it's going to take us out. That's fine. Dark Pulse, we should be able to take 2 of those. If they're Scarf, they outspeed us, obviously. We go into Iron Treads here every single time. We just Ice Spinner. That's pretty much the way we got to go about this. An Ice Spinner is hopefully a 2-hit KO, but it could not be. So I'm going to go for an Ice Spinner real quick. They are Scarf, which is good to know. And that does over half, which is unfortunate. As we go for an Ice Spinner, that is unfortunately not going to KO the Hydreigon, no doubt. Nope, it does not. No, sir. And we go for another Ice Spinner going down to a Dark Pulse the next turn. And that is going to be the game. So GG, Captain B-Nard. He beat me fair and square. There was a lot of crits, but it was on both sides, so I'm not really bothered. Nothing too drastic. No like game-changing hacks, really. You know, the Skeledirge miss with a Hurricane wasn't a big deal because we ended up taking out Veloma Molar anyway. So yeah, it was a pretty fun game. GG.